Good morning, you guys. We are at the airport on our way to Regina to visit my mom to celebrate her retirement, which is very exciting. And it's day 2. Okay, let's see how that is. Welcome to Saskatchewan, you guys. As you can see, I did not film too much yesterday. We were mostly just hanging out, going around, visiting different parts of the city. We ran some errands. My mom wanted to take advantage of my Costco card, which I thought was funny. So for anybody that might be new here or not remember, I was born in Saskatchewan, but not in Regina where we are now. But this is the area where my mom grew up and went to university. And after we moved from Saskatchewan to Alberta, we lived in Alberta for 10 years. And then my mom ended up moving back here. And I moved out to BC, and then I went from BC to Toronto. So I've never lived here before, but my mom's been back in Regina for a long time. And Will's never been here. So yeah, it's been fun having him here and getting to show him a little bit of like my life before him, because even though I never really lived in this area, I have a lot of family here. In southern Saskatchewan. My grandparents lived on a farm like 2 hours south of here, and so for like lots of Christmases and summers we would always drive through and go down to visit them and stuff. So I think we're actually gonna take Will to the farm tomorrow to show him that. They don't live there anymore. It's still like in the family, so we might go and check that out. I haven't been there in over 10 years. But today is Canada Day, so we're gonna do some Canada Day activities. It's almost 10 in the morning now, and we have a golf tea time set up for just after 10:30. So we're gonna head out and go golfing, and then I believe this afternoon we're going to go to a park nearby to where my mom lives. Regina is very small, so everything is quite near to where my mom lives, but there's a park nearby where the big legislative building is, and they're having lots of Canada Day stuff going on there. So like feats of strength competitions and a beer garden, I think my mom was saying, and then there will be fireworks and stuff tonight. So yeah, I need to be quick and finish getting ready here because we literally need to leave in like 15 minutes. And I still look like I just rolled out of bed. This part of the country that I'm in now is a part of the country that a lot of Canadians haven't ever been to before or experienced. The major populations in this country are on the west coast, in and around Vancouver, where I live in Toronto, and Quebec and Montreal. Those are kind of the big major cities, and the prairies, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, are kind of smaller populations. So I'm hoping to just kind of show off the prairies a little bit in these videos because they're very special to me. I am like a prairie girl at heart, honestly. It's a big part of who I am. It's literally my history. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of this vlog and kind of seeing a different part of Canada.
Keep your head down, Jessica. There you go. Keep your
Very smooth with that one.
Good morning, you guys. We ended up having such a fun day yesterday. Golf was so good. It was so hot and beautiful, and we had such a fun time. Will won and my mom got second and I got third, which it should be that way because Will golfs all the time. My mom has been golfing for years. I never golf. It was fun going to the little Canada Day celebrations as well. Will and I were saying anything like that happens in Toronto is just completely overrun with people to the point where it's like barely even fun to go because the lineups for everything are huge. You wouldn't have been able to get a seat in the beer garden. So it's just nice, like everything is just like a little bit chiller and yeah, just more accessible. It's actually been years, I feel like, since I've really celebrated Canada Day, so it was kind of fun to do that. We ended up having my aunt and uncle over here for dinner. We had a little barbecue and then I was so tired, but we stayed up and went and watched fireworks in the park, which I meant to bring at least my phone or my camera to film a little bit of the fireworks with, but I forgot, and my mom and Will didn't bring their phones to the park either, so I didn't get any clips of the fireworks. But it is a new day. It is the third day. We just walked to the airport. Can you believe that you can walk to the airport? We just walked to the airport and picked up a rental car, and we're gonna go on a little road trip today. There is so much sky in Saskatchewan. Something about the flatness of the earth and the lack of tall buildings. Anyways, this is a trip I've been wanting to do for many years. 2 hours south of Regina is the farm that my mom grew up on. Nobody lives there anymore, but when I was a kid, we would go on these 5-hour road trips from Saskatoon and then later from Edmonton as well, which was a much longer 10-hour road trip. We would go a few times a year for holidays like Christmas, Easter, and Thanksgiving, and for weeks in the summer as well. My grandparents lived there, and my mom's family would gather during the holidays for big meals and time spent together. I had tons of cousins and my younger brother to play with, but I was the only girl, which I think often left me feeling a little bit left out. And so my memories of this place are mostly of exploring by myself and spending time with my parents, with my aunts, and with my grandparents. My strongest memories are of the sounds of the grasses and the trees blowing in the prairie winds, the bugs and the birds chirping, and the smells of nature as it baked in the sun. I remember my grandpa's baking and the food my grandma used to make for us. I also really strongly remember the absence of sound and of light during the nights, falling asleep with nothing around. It was so quiet and so dark. My memories of this place are vivid, as if I had just been here recently, but that isn't the case. I actually can't remember the last time I was here, but I think it was probably about 15 years ago.
You made it.
Hello. Hello. Hi. Hi, hi, hi. Straight to me. You knew you would get pets.
Big boy.
No jumping.
It's a place that's very special to me and someplace I've always wanted to bring Will to. This trip seemed like the perfect time to go. Summer at the farm is the best time to be there. Unfortunately, my uncle had the keys to the house and was out of town, so we couldn't go inside. But it was still worth it to me to go down and walk around on the property and take in what we could. We were also able to drive down through some fields my grandpa owned and farmed to a place he would always take me to when I was small, where there was a creek and a beaver dam to explore. We didn't know if we'd be able to make it all the way down, but we did eventually, and it was so beautiful there.
am I going to turn around and go back? Right here. I can't emphasize the quiet enough. The lack of city noise, no cars going by. It's something I never really experience anymore, and I found it so calming, and I felt so peaceful as we explored a little bit and as we drove away. These fields looked bigger to me, almost as if when I was small I wasn't fully taking them all in. But the things that felt the same, like the sun on my neck, the grass making my legs itchy, my fear of bugs, were all still there. So is the smell of hot grass, clover, and cow dung. Something I'm always striving for in my life is to find joy, and sometimes it kind of creeps up on me, and I feel like I knew it was coming, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to go and do this little road trip. But it was a really peaceful kind of joy that I found here that has carried with me in the days following, and I'm just so happy that we did this. We ended up spending the rest of the afternoon at a beach nearby called Kenosi. We took a brief swim in the cold lake, but mostly we sat on the beach and read our books. I'll update you guys on what I'm reading in the next vlog. Eventually, we got back in the car and headed home to Regina, taking in that massive sky while the giant sun set in front of us.
Good morning, you guys. It is Monday today. The lighting in here is pretty bad, so please excuse. I'm just finishing up getting ready. I'm gonna actually straighten my hair, which I haven't done in so long, but I showered before bed last night and then slept on my hair, so it's just literally like crazy. I just did my makeup like super quickly. I basically just slapped it on, and we are packing up and getting ready to move on to our next destination. So we are leaving Regina today and going to Saskatoon. So Saskatoon is the largest city in Saskatchewan, and it's where I was born. I lived there until I was 7, and I have lots of family there, so we are going to go down there and visit them today. Anyways, one of my aunts was telling us there's a new art gallery that opened up in Saskatoon, and she recommended it as something for us to do while we were there. So I think my mom and I are gonna go, and then my aunt is having us over for dinner tonight. I don't even have heat protectant. Ugh. Okay, it's all good. We're traveling. We're just doing the best with what we have. Then we're gonna stay at my other aunt's house, and tomorrow I think we're gonna go and visit my grandparents, possibly. And then we fly home. I thought we were coming for 4 days, but it's actually 4 nights and 5 days, I realized last night, which is a nice medium length trip. And I will pick you up when we are on our way to Saskatoon.